Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Project Zomboid episode 62, which originally aired live on Twitch. Zombies, being around corpses for too long actually does get you sick. So you gotta make sure not to be, not to hold zombies for a long time. Is that a corpse in my pocket? I'm happy to see you. Well, can't it be both? Definitely. So here's my here's my fossil oil vehicle. I don't know what happened. I hit the guardrail and I barrel rolled it like maybe 10 times. I don't know. I couldn't count because it was pitch black and it was dark and I was very surprised. So that fossil vehicle is not going to get me from point A to point B. Not very easily. All right, I'm moving these corpses out of the road so I don't hit them. Just these two. If no one clipped it, it will be on the VOD on YouTube, or you can watch the VOD here or whatever. But it was very amusing. So that was my ode to Tiger Woods back there. Wait, I didn't, wait, where am I? What? No, I'm going the right way. Hey, so I walked past these cars at last, no, because I had my vehicle still. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Can I hook it up and tow it back? Probably. So if you guys want me to recover that vehicle, submit that as a goal once I'm done with this current task. But there's other vehicles. The mall has like 100 vehicles at it. Oops. Didn't mean to drive this far. And of course I do a nice spin. Is it possible to unflip it? I'm not sure. I think I could... I probably could ram it with a beater and unflip it, but to that point, I've done damage to both vehicles. So this is where the burn happened. Obviously. I don't think we fully appreciated the scope of the damage of this burn in daylight. Holy moly. This could be seen from space. There's probably a newscaster... Oh, that's a tree. A newscaster speaking about this burn. Because this was this put off smoke signals. You know what? I can't get through here. There's too many, saplings that are gonna block me. So I have to drive just real slow on these zombies. Sorry. If another survivor crossed upon this, they would just be like, good for him. Oops. Alright, so there was the burn. As you can see, there's basically no zombies here anymore. So we did have that channel point prediction on whether or not this will be empty or not. If I was to vote on that prediction myself, I would have voted that this will still be swarming, because I do think it still probably is swarming. But we should be happening upon the Megaplex, which is in the western part of the mall here. This is probably still empty, I'd imagine, because it was close enough to my burn geographically to have signaled. But I'm guessing everything east of this will be swarming. So yeah, here's a good proof of that. These doors are broken down. Ash really lived up to his name. He sure did. Okay, yeah, we still have zombies here. I mean, obviously 5 isn't a swarm yet, but it's a good indicator that I did not get them all. So here's the Staraplex. Come on, there's barely any stew left. This should not take this long to eat. at this point, I think it's probably best if I go on foot so that I can make the least amount of sound possible to be able to get over and scout to see if there's indeed swarms. Because if there are swarms, I don't want to displace them in case I want to do a fire trap sometime in the future. I want the swarms to be intact. I want the swarms not to be moved around, attracted to my noise or whatever. Because then it will make it harder for me to, en masse, kill them later. But I'm still a scavenger, so I'm still going to loot as I approach. Oh yeah, there's still zombies here. We're not going to call the prediction until I see hundreds, but if I'm seeing a few now, there's definitely... Oh, hey, car key. Excuse you. Yeah, this is definitely not a, this is not a swarm yet. Don't worry, I'll let you know when we've hit swarm numbers. You'll know. Ooh, hunting knife. You know, I don't really need it. Oh, it's a perfectly intact leather jacket. We'll take that. It's pretty rare to find them undamaged. Okay. So far, just a few groups. Nothing that concerns me, but I do think that if there's zombies here, this is probably the outer limit of how loud the alarm was when we had the alarm going. So everything east of here is going to be, you know, they never heard the alarm and therefore they were never drawn to it. Is this guy wearing a helmet? No, he just has a gnarly fro. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is... Uh-oh. Gotta watch where I'm going. I wouldn't say it's hundreds yet, but I think those that think that there's going to be swarms here, you are going to be correct. Because, okay. I don't think I need to go much further. There's clearly hundreds of zombies still. Yep. I haven't counted 100 yet. You know, this is probably like 25, 50. But, this is actually just the corner of the parking lot. We're not even close to the mall yet. So we're going to call it. The mall still has swarms of zombies. So if I'm ever to be clearing out this mall, I will have to do another emergency vehicle burn. Can I check for the siren vehicle in the parking lot? I could try, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this parking lot without being spotted by everybody and their cousin. So I'll try to work through the parking lot systematically. There was an alarmed vehicle somewhere in the middle. There was like a fire truck or one of those like, fire SUV things. But there was other vehicles in West Point proper that had sirens. And then, of course, there's the cop car that left back at the burn that still has a siren as well. And that car is salvageable. I mean, I could steal parts from other heavy vehicles and throw it into that, what are they called? Bull rider? Bull something? I have the key. Why am I guessing? Bull driver. I could, you know, I could salvage that bull driver and make it work for me as well. But if I'm ever to return to this mall with the hopes of actually moving the mall, we're going to have to do a second burn. And just a little reminder from last stream, Oh, another fully intact leather jacket. Dang. You zombies out here have nice clothes. Another little reminder to you all that I'm only allowed to do the burns at the mall. You know, we voted on that restriction, and it was voted that, hey, you got a key for this thing too. We might be able to Carmageddon a few things here. See. I mean, I do have a gas tank on me, but it depends on the condition of this van. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's underpowered. Very little horsepower for the weight. Actually, the weight's not that high either. This step van doesn't actually have that much more. It's not that much heavier than the cabbie. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Possibly. I mean, I have no idea what's inside. Ew, there's a corpse in here. I have no idea what's inside the mall without, you know, being able to scout it first. But hypothetically, there could be sledgehammers in there. Because the mall has a you know, a hardware store, and that could have sledgehammers, or it just could have a lot of other stuff, right? The mall is full of mall stuff. You know, even if it doesn't have, it will have loot one way or another, because it is a giant mall. But whether I go there or not will be up to you ultimately. Today, I'm just going to spend the rest of the day scouting around a little bit and trying to get closer to the mall, because I'm nowhere near it. I'm way out in the outer parking lot here. So I'm just trying to close the distance a little bit. And, oh, do you have an axe in your back? Metal. Sledge. This looks like a mint car. They were smart to lock it. What's the significance of the sledgehammer? Sure, I could let you know that. The significance of the sledgehammer is that the only way to destroy buildings in this game is to either burn them down, which you don't really, there is no such thing as a controlled burn in this game, or to use a sledgehammer. So I'm not going to really have a secure base until I acquire a sledgehammer, which is why the search for a sledgehammer has been so significant. It is probably one of the most important tools that you can acquire in this game, because without it, you can't remodel anything. You'll have no ability to remodel buildings or anything like that. Yes, you're missing one point, because the mod that long story short, you'd have to watch the beginning of this series, but I wanted to modify the mods that I was using, but the problem is the mod that I was using didn't have Sunday Driver in it, so I'm supposed to have Sunday Driver. It's just the mod that I was using to modify my character didn't allow me to add it. This is funny. They locked their car, but not their trunk. Smat. Oh, God, no, not this again. In real life, my D key on my keyboard is... I need to fix my keyboard. Because that's definitely going to get me killed. And then I'm going to blame the D key, and you guys won't believe me. And rightfully so. Sounds like such a cop-out of a excuse. My D key wasn't working, but like sometimes when I hit D, it just doesn't work at all. Well, I would feel real bad smashing a window of this vehicle to get in. But yeah, I mean, well, let's check its condition. It is a mechanical keyboard. I just need to replace the switch. Oh, it's a full tank of gas too? Dang. All right, this is a mint vehicle. Yeah, it's not membrane. It's full mechanical. My PC stats or hardware stats is here. Just paste the link in. Right there. All right, let's smash the rear right window. Yep. Wow, it even had a jack and a lug wrench in it? Dang. This is like quite a find of a vehicle. Oh, there it goes. The D key breaks again on me? Are you kidding? And they have some maps and a notebook. Oh, I already hotwired it. Ah. All right, hold on. There's something really wrong. My D key just did it again. I might need to switch keyboards here. When I was trying to go in reverse, it got disabled. So here's a question. Yeah, I'll poll you all. Should I use the cab to dangerously scout the mall? Now that I have this spare vehicle, if I trash my cab, I can drive home in this thing, right? So the question is, should I bring this car home and the cab home? Or should I plan on really doing a thorough scouting with the cab? And, okay, it looks like the yeses are winning. So here's what I'll do is, I'm going to grab the window, one of the nice windows from the cab, because I smashed out the Mint vehicle's windows, and replace it. And then I'll drive around hastily with the cab, knowing that it doesn't need to survive for me to get home. What car has the better engine? Actually, the cab might have the better engine. Let me see. I could do it in the 400 horsepower. Yeah, the cab has the better engine, I think. So maybe I'll do it in this this blue car. The cab's trunk is 50. What's this one? 47. All right. We're gonna keep the cab then. But we will dangerously scout. So let's get to it. What do I mean by dangerously scout? You will see. Yeah, so the horsepower in this is 339, and the horsepower in that is 400. So there's an emergency vehicle, whoa, that I just clunked into. This thing's brakes suck, I just realized. I could also Carmageddon some of these zombies. Because if I'm not keeping this vehicle, it doesn't need to have good... doesn't need to be in good repair. So, as you can see, this is a huge parking lot with a lot of vehicles. Now, I know it looks empty, but my guess is that this mall is chock full of... oh, God, yeah, chock full of biters. That right there. That's a full mall. Hey, car keys. This is to the Dart, which is this thing. Oh, hey, another fossil oil. This is to the fossil oil. It would be awesome if I got a really good condition fossil oil right now, because then I could set up another fire trap with relative ease. So let me try to fuel this up before my antics call in too many zombies. And this car looks to be in pretty good condition. 118 trunk. Pretty good condition. 75% overall. That's remarkably good. The engine sucks. There it goes. There's more car keys out here. Yeah, there's so many more. There's 1, 2, 3 more car keys. This is for the step van, which is this black one. Shovel and duct tape. I'll take the duct tape. Lollipop. This bad boy has a full gas tank. And also looks to be mint. So many vehicles here. Wow, 83%. Woo. Woo. 156 trunk. Baby's got back. Two more keys over here. This is to another dashboard driver. That's probably this one. Yep. This one looks pretty trashed. Heavy duty battery in mint condition in the trunk. A decent derby car, maybe. It's out of gas, and it's 55%. Although, I think if I'm going to clear out the radio van... Okay, so this is for the radio van. If I'm going to clear out the mall, it's not going to be from running over zombies. It's going to have to be from a burn, because that mall still probably has thousands. This is in really remarkably good condition as well. Did that say 170 horsepower? Is that the weakest vehicle ever? Did I read that wrong? No, 270, sorry. It's also out of gas. Newspaper and lipstick in the glove box. That seems fitting. And only scrap electronics in the back. We're going to be used to clear them all. It will actually be up to you what I use. Most of what I work on is ultimately up to you guys. Now, I don't know if this is going to be possible, but I'll try. I would like to keep both. It's possible. This is why I wasn't worried about losing vehicles during the original burn, is because there's so many vehicles in this lot. Maybe try it the other way around. Surprisingly, the fossil trucks have a lot better horsepower to weight ratio than the step vans. So it's definitely going to be best this way. Well, not definitely, but likely. There was another set of keys over here. Now, add the taxi to the train? I'll try. I don't know if you can do 3. We'll see. This is probably to this bull driver. No, Masterson Horizon. What is that? Is it this? Yeah, it's this. How's Yoda today? He is good. His fluffy self. Hey, buddy, over here. This vehicle's not in terrible condition. Not great, but not terrible. So if we're gonna check the horsepower, let me do that real quick. So the horsepower of this thing is 400 horses, and the horsepower of the step van I can hear zombies coming at me. Is 370. So yeah, doing it towing the way I'm towing is definitely the right way. The more powerful vehicle towing the less powerful vehicle. All right, let's, it's 8 p.m. Let's start to work our way home. Whoa! Jackknife! Now the other issue is, my gas tank's a little low in this car, but I could always siphon and add gas to the... Okay, that was good. Yep. Let's not do that. And siphon gas from one vehicle to the other. What I was going to say before spinning out. I left the blue car running. That's fine. Gasoline is not really a concern of mine. I have all the gasoline that I possibly could need. We are indeed headed home. And then I'm gonna have... Oh, I'm already getting micro freezes. A little early for that game. Then I'm going to have user-submitted ideas for what to work on next. You have a whole hunting knife in your chest, don't you? No, it's just a bread knife. Give me that later. Alright, there's too many zombies for me to bother with the blue car. Is this a hard game where you don't respawn? Yes. There's no such thing as second lives in Zomboid. No, how many horsepower does this cab have? This cab might actually be the best vehicle to haul them all. We'll see. No, where are you going? No, not vehicle mechanics for that. This also had 400. All right, let's. Yeah, I can't add it to the train here. Yeah, also 400. Crazy powerful vehicles. All right, well, we're gonna leave the cab. I can always come back for it in the future. Because what I could do is I could drive the, you know, the fossil oil. If we're going to be using it as a burn car sometime in the future, I will be getting rid of it, obviously. I need a map, though. Let me bring up my map, because I'm going to have to off-road a bit here. Be a little weird. Yeah, no car train. Didn't work. All right, what I'm going to do now is the channel point redemption for submitting your own goals will be opened up, because tomorrow you all can decide what to do. I'm going to take the first 7 or 8. Yeah, let's call it 7. The first 7 submit ideas. I might reject some if I think they're not feasible or whatnot, or if they're duplicate, rather, not replicant. Replicant, that's something else. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drive. Ooh, this is going to be real annoying. Oh, I'm doing the freezing again. I cannot. I'm gonna full reload the game when I get back. I am refunding some of your suggestions here that are doubled up. So I'm driving slow because if you drive fast, it ruins your tires, hitting things. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. Paused, and I'll put that up for a poll in just a second. Pet Yoda. That's not what I meant to do. Hey, buddy. Come here. Good boy. Uh-oh. Come on. You're seeing protection and temperature tabs? No, these are vanilla options. There is no modding here whatsoever. So everything you see is built into Beta 41. As this is a no mod series. Well, I got my shotgun back. Nightbot is to be trusted, yes. Yeah, this is no mod. So the protection and the temperature tabs is a Beta 41 feature, I think. But everything is perfectly vanilla. Generally speaking, this isn't always true, but generally speaking, the first time I play a new game on Twitch or YouTube, I play it completely and utterly vanilla, unless it's impossible. So, all new series, for the first time I play games, will be unmodded completely. There is some exceptions to that, so like I had a Mount and Blade series, but the only mod I used was one to rename companions. What else did I play on my channel most recently for new games? I played Starbound, and I didn't use any mods for that. I played Oxygen Not Included, and the only mod I used was one to show Fahrenheit, Celsius. So, as a general rule of thumb, all games on my channel are always vanilla at first pass. And then if my viewers want me to play the game again, then obviously I'm going to consider mods the second time over. But for first pass, mod free. And Beta 41 has a lot of really cool features, like the protection and temperature tabs. Chat-only app for Twitch? Yes, it's called Chatterino. I don't know if it's a mobile app, but it's desktop at the very least. And my D key's been working since I last complained about it, so maybe it's fine. Just a bum switch. Having a completely intact step van, though? Dead fossil oil truck. I don't need you anymore. Is very, very, very cool. And this thing has like a massive trunk. So if I ever wanted to do like a huge haul from, let's say, the medium northwest Valley Point, factory or whatever, I could do it. While I'm driving home, because that's maybe not the most thrilling content, let me type up these next goals so that you all can start voting. So we've got find, build a mint sports car. We've got prep the mall burn, set up an outpost near the mall, build a shooting range. My choice, work on tailoring, or clear the bridge. And when you say clear the bridge, I'm assuming you mean the big bridge. So there you go. 1 through 7, just type out 1 through 7 and you'll be able to cast your votes. And thank you for voting. And thanks to everybody that submitted ideas. I absolutely really love that that it's all community projects. It's something ooh, that's a body. Something I really love about Twitch. It's all the feedback in real time. It's so very cool. I mean, YouTube comments are pretty cool too, but it's not in real time. Oh man, I'm gonna get home late. So the parking lot was far less full than I thought it would be, of the mall. But that mall was very full. And that mall has, if you want to check the map, it would be !map, brings up a map. And you'll just have to pan to the right, sort of northeast a bit, to get the location of the mall. But the mall has a lot of stores. Like, it's quite possible I'll find something like a katana or a sledgehammer in there, something rare. If I had the lucky trait, I'd have a better chance to find it, but... Yeah, there's probably a mint sports car in the parking lot of the mall that I could pick up. When possible, I like to combine goals that you all submit to do more than one at a time. But only if it doesn't derail working on the primary one that gets voted on. I missed your highlighted question. What was it? Sorry. I'm trying to not hit zombies on the road. Whoa. It's jackknifing. Would prepping the mall burn include setting up an outpost? Probably not. What I would do is I would do the same thing I did last stream, which would be to make a bunch of campfires, have a bunch of fuel, and drive it over. Could I play RimWorld without mods? Yeah, and I do. I do believe the Trebo series was mod-free, or if it had mods, it was just UI mods. I don't rely on mods for RimWorld at all. And I would say, compared to most RimWorld streamers, I play with very, very, very few. Alright, so we just crossed the big bridge. I guess I'm gonna ride the rail all the way home. Is playing vanilla RimWorld something I enjoy? Yeah. I do believe that the Trebo series was basically vanilla. And all of that is saved as highlights on Twitch. So if you ever want to watch Trebo, just look at my highlights. Wait, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. No. Uh-oh. Don't touch me. The fossil oil train. Yeah, I'm surprised my gas tank held up for this. But I guess I had more gas in here than I thought. Oh, don't drive sideways. This ain't Tokyo Drift. Towing cars at night. Yeah, also ones that are like really heavy. As you can see, my car here keeps drifting a lot. I'm having trouble staying on the road. The Benevolent... Yeah, the Philosopher King series was basically vanilla. There was a few UI mods, but it was essentially completely vanilla as well on YouTube. So I do play a considerable amount of 100% vanilla RimWorld. or the Sea Ice Merciless. I actually have 2 different Sea Ice Merciless series. I haven't returned to Sea Ice since Royalty came out, but I suspect Royalty would just make it a lot easier because Psycasts are OP. And I did it the harder way, meaning that I didn't use Psycasts. And yeah. All right, let's see about the damage here. Car's fine. And this one is perfect. Whoa, I'm freezing. Okay, there we go. Come on, game. Being a royal on Sea Ice is not that much of a problem because wood doesn't... You can buy wood from... I have Frost and Fire series running right now, so I'm speaking from 100% perfect experience. You can buy wood from bulk goods traders for such a small price that keeping braziers on is not expensive at all. It's completely a non-issue. All right, so we're finally home, safe and sound, and with a bunch of additional vehicles. Generator is good and fueled. I think I'm just going to eat a cabbage and head to sleep. But before that, I did pick up some stuff. Yeah, home indeed. Pretty soon here, the poll will close, so if you haven't voted yet, vote now, because you're about, as soon as I reboot, you're going to run out of chances. Hey, Mini-Maxer? I would consider myself a Mini-Maxer too, at times. Thanks for the sub. Such a close vote. Yeah, well, what I could do is I could have a tiebreaker between the 2 leading choices if that is required. I do that from time to time. What's interesting is, I know you were asking about, oh, I had a light bulb blowout, didn't I? That's why it's this dark. Maybe even 2 light bulbs blow out. So if you're asking about, like, tutorial stuff on RimWorld, I have a lot of series that covers a lot of that. But I don't have a specific tutorial series or anything like that. But I would be amenable to making one. It would just have to be voted for me to do. I have a lot of weird sort of tips and strategies, and some of it, a lot of what I like to demonstrate is not necessarily full exploits, just game mechanics and things like that that people might not have considered, because it's, you know, there are ways. I don't want to, you know, I feel like there are some strategies of RimWorld that takes all the fun out, like fully 100% all the fun out, because they're so exploitative that they're like, you can't fail type strategies, and I don't use those at all because it would, you know, in my opinion, kind of ruin the challenge. And even then, surprisingly enough, I do at times get flack on YouTube for, like, you know, the sort of the brief summary is like people saying that I'm not a good player because I use exploits. It's like, well, you know, I'm playing within the rules of the game. I'm not cheating. The dev mode doesn't get turned on. I am often playing on the hardest difficulty, so, you know, whatever. Your words don't hurt me. but it is something I hear often, which is surprising, considering all things considering. Did you miss much, Shellbell? A little bit, just a little bit. Some pretty crazy accidents, but you know, welcome to the stream. Okay, safe and sound. Have I put everything I needed to put away? I think so. I think so. I haven't put the gas can away, but it's 3 in the morning, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. So I'm gonna run a backup here, where I actually quit to desktop because the game is hiccuping and freezing. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a let me save this. We're going to have a tiebreaker poll between the 2 most voted options here, and you all can break that tie. It wasn't literally a tie, but it was close enough that I think it warranted a tie breaking. So there's the prep them all burn. And what that would entail would be me making roughly 10 campfires, cutting down a bunch of trees, loading all that wood up in my trunk, loading the twigs and everything else that burns in the trunk, and you know, and then getting ready to go back to the mall with fire as a weapon to clear it out. And then an outpost would be me finding some sort of structure. Now, the problem with the outpost is there's not a lot of safe buildings. So I'm not really sure how to build an outpost near the mall because there's basically no structures near the mall. But I'm trying to figure out how to set up something near the mall to keep me protected while I operate. Now, given how empty and open the parking lot was, if I ever did want to do a mall burn, I think it would be pretty easy for me to just set up all the fires with a vehicle in the middle of the big parking lot and then just sit in a vehicle nearby. Or even hotwire a bunch of cars and set them up as a big caravan around a center vehicle, which I sleep in or whatever. That would be also pretty valid. Because as long as there's nowhere for zombies to climb up, they can't really get to me. And this is what, a dead heat again? Barrack Fox, thanks for the follow, by the way. And Minimaxer as well, but you subbed, so. You're the man. Alright, I'm going to do a quick refueling of these gas cans and of the fossil oil vehicle, because the fossil oil vehicle is a little empty as well. There's an ongoing joke, I guess, to call it, of my channel where people will purposely have things be basically tied. And then I am the tiebreaker. I'm gonna move this car into the parking lot because, well, yeah. It doesn't need to be prominently parked. But I will always love that vehicle because it got me out of a bind. I only have 3 wheels between the lines. I failed my driving test, didn't I? Well, it's now a tricycle. Ooh, blood-curdling scream. Yoda! Yoda! Did you hear that? You're like, leave me alone. My carrots are ready to harvest, but I'll get to them after I refuel this vehicle. And I think what I'm going to do is... if the poll over here is nearly a tie, I'm just going to be the tiebreaker and go with what I think is going to be the preferred choice. Or at least what my preference is. Alright, refuel from gas pump. Nothing like pumping infinite fuel. I absolutely love this. Vehicle's low? No problem. Man, this gas tank can take a lot of fuel. Holy man. Matt Zates, thanks for the sub. You're absolutely welcome for the original content. My pleasure. And a shameless plug for myself. If you are a sub and you would like to vote on what games I play, I have a poll on Discord right now that only the subs and Patreon patrons can vote in. So if that interests you, you know, I can supply a link for that. Which maybe I should have that link available. But essentially, you just join Discord, link Discord to Twitch, and then you'll be able to get access to that poll. It's just it's a private poll, so there's the sort of information there, how to do it. My distance from the burn car seemed to be an issue last time. So here's the thing: is that was actually my first burn ever. I knew of the concept, but I had never previously executed it in practice. So now that I've practiced it, I feel like I wouldn't have much of a problem doing a burn this time. Because I learned. It was a learning experience for me. Fortunately, it turned out that I was successful. I didn't die or anything, right? So, so for the next burn, I would just set it up and like walk away. You know, and probably have a secondary vehicle nearby that I could just sit in. So if I ever needed to, I could drive around in circles or something like that. Okay, that is off. Maybe a TV would be loud enough. Yeah, I mean, you could do a TV, but you need a generator running it. There's a lot of ways to make noise in this game that is sustained. Bye, Yoda. Alright, let's harvest these carrots. Okay, I think I'm going to pole break here. Where is it? The setting up an outpost won by a little bit. Now, the problem with setting up an outpost, not to bash the idea, is there's no buildings nearby that I can actually use. The closest that I can use is the Staraplex, the movie theater. But the movie theater is likely still crawling with zombies, still. I could try to set myself up inside the mall. There's a lot of side buildings in the mall that I could hole up in, but then that runs the risk of if I get overrun, well, there's nowhere to go. I'm just sort of gonna die. So that might not be the optimal solution either. So there's a lot of different issues that I can face trying to set up an outpost, and the problem with like building an outpost yourself is that would take me days. That wouldn't just be a small goal, that would be a big goal. So the idea I have, I think, is like a carport. I think that would be the most optimal solution, is just to set it up that you box in one car with 4 other cars so that the car in the center can't be reached by any of the zombies around you. And then something like that. But the problem with that is the car in the middle, well, The car in the middle, that has its own issues, because if you are in the car in the middle, you're sort of stuck. So if we're going to be building some sort of outpost, it's probably going to have to be out of vehicles. Basically, we should use the materials that we have at hand, and the materials that we have at hand are vehicles. So I think like rounding up wagons or something might be ideal. And it doesn't have to be zombie proof, it just has to be work long enough for the burn to work. But with that said, I still have to then prep the burn, because we're still going to need the campfires and all that. So today, and probably tomorrow, I'm going to be working on prepping the burn. You know, get a campfire and get all the lumber that I need and stuff like that. Can you build a roof on the Mall of the Cineplex? So yeah, technically, if I had a sledgehammer, it would be a lot safer. Without a sledgehammer, not really. So the reason, the problem with that is that for me to get to the roof of the mall, I would have to build staircases. But then if I build staircases, that also means that these zombies can use my staircases. And the only way to remove a staircase is with a sledgehammer. So therein lies the problem. I don't have a sledgehammer, famously. Which means that I can't sit on the roof of the mall or the roof of the Cineplex and also simultaneously be safe. So, yeah. That's unfortunate. Before I start prepping the campfires, I'm going to hydrate. And then I'm going to check my traps again. Now that it is broad daylight, it'll be a little bit easier. Yeah, sledgehammers are just very, very, very important tools to use. And without them, it's quite challenging to be able to build securely. These here look non-triggered. Although I definitely heard chirping or something. I don't know. Just birds. I could set it up that I have cars much the way that I do here at the base. So I'll sort of verbalize what's going on in my head. What I have in mind is what is the risk versus reward? What is the effort versus risk? So for me to build an intricate outpost takes considerable effort, and the noise of building it and the time it takes and effort it takes to build it puts me at in my mind about the same risk as just not building it at all, like just rolling up and setting fires, because rolling up and setting fires is fast, efficient, and doesn't have me in a dangerous area for very long. So that's why I'm not necessarily against setting myself up with a with a little bit of an outpost, but I don't want to make it intricate, because if it's intricate, it will take so long to set it up, and the longer I'm out there, the more dangerous it is for me. Because I'm exposed, I'm without my creature comforts, I'm out without a safe place to sleep, I'm without, so it's best to try to get the whole burn done in a day so that I can just wash my hands of it and come home. That's why I'm being reluctant. Trying to think of ways to just get some sort of security quickly, because the longer I'm there, the more dangerous it becomes. Where's my 5th trap? Maybe it broke. 2 rabbits is not a bad haul. Yeah, the outpost is the getaway car. Yeah. If I go out with 2 cars, I can always get away with the second car. My security is basically mobility. It's my ability to leave if things go wrong. And I think that's probably the right approach, because nothing I build can't... The other problem is, if we're thinking about the volume of zombies that I'll be facing, there's no amount of walls that I can put between me and the zombies that are going to keep me safe. Boarded up windows work against... They work very, very well against one zombie. They'll even work against 3 zombies. But against 300 zombies, there is no wall that you can construct that they can't just disappear in a snap. It is so... They are so fast. I can't even... You know, I can't express enough how instantaneous they would rip through anything that I could possibly build. So the only things that are going to really stop them are vehicles. So that's why I said, you know, if I round up a bunch of vehicles and hide in the middle of all the vehicles, or something akin to that, that might be a little bit safer. Or even just 2 vehicles parallel, where my driver's side vehicle is facing another vehicle, and that will make it so that they can't get to me very easily. So there's a lot of sort of half measures, I guess, that I could undertake that would work pretty well. And that's probably what I'm going to do. And there's also, just a little reminder to you all, there's also like a lot of vehicles out there that, you know, I'm not strapped for vehicles or anything. There's hundreds of them. And I have the ability to hotwire, so it's not going to be hard for me to just commandeer whatever I need. Thanks, Shellbell, for the bits, and good morning. All right, so let's start setting up the campfires. I'm going to need a wood axe. Let me put my lead pipe away. And when I go back out there, I'll probably bring a fresh lead pipe rather than a used one. So I got my wood axe, the lug wrench and jack, and tire pump. I also should have, I have 4 spare cans of gas in my trunk, and that's probably fine. I'll keep it there. Thank you for watching Project Zomboid Ash Williams, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com, the link will be in the description, is a resource where you can find countdown timers to my streams, a full schedule, and links to Twitch and Discord where you can sign up for announcements and you can follow. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, everybody.